My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the Bazaar. It is time to play the new character. Oh, I forgot his name. It's fine, it'll come up later. It's gaming time. Max Laboratory. Do I want golden income? Do I want enchanted item? Or do I want a gold tier skill? Golden income feels like the most basic option. I'm like, you get exactly what it says on the tin, right? These ones you are kind of rolling. You might get something high value, you might get something low value, you might get an incredible start, you might not. Let's do gold. I almost never take that option, so I feel like now's a really good time to try. Sharpening kit, get sharpening stone, lost crate, abandoned chest, or Andy for small items. I mean, with this much money, I've just got to start collecting some items, right?
First step toward good taste.
Incense. Slow down 1 second, gain 1 regen for the fight every 6 seconds. There's also flail and ink. Every 7 seconds, gain 1 poison and 1 regen for the fight. If you have no other weapons, this has +1 multicast.
Fire's remorse never. Be remorseless.
I'm not going to take the letter opener. Ooh. Curable. Every 6 seconds, burn 3, gain 1 regen for the fight. And then finally a ruby. Every 10 seconds, burn 3, and your other burn items have +3 burn. I'm just going to collect a bunch of stuff.
Excellent choice.
If I start to upgrade these things, maybe it'll be relevant. Do I think I get enough regen to be able to beat the Viper? Oh, actually, Pyro's a pretty good fight. Not only does it have fiery, burn items have +1 burn. Not only does it have lighter. Oh, but you now have you now have a bronze and a silver cinders. They used to both be silver because they could only be silver tier. Which means that they were giving +2 burn, but there's now a +1 burn as well. And then the final option is lighter. So, like, only the cinders for +1 burn here is slightly dissatisfying. The rest of these things, over the moon to have. Give it a lighter. Okay. The silver cinders, the better of the two. Tool, relic, and we have a loot item. Unfortunately, we won't be able to play with the tiny fairy monster here. Sent to JJ.
Profit 10.
I can certainly see the value in just fielding 2 additional burn items here. Fire potion, bottled lightning. I'm going to collect both of them because I can sell them for very little.
Oh, you're leaving.
Refractor. Every 6 seconds, deal 20 damage. When you slow, freeze, burn, or poison, this gains 10 damage for each. I do like the idea of a run that uses Refractor a lot. There is also Aludel. Every 7 seconds, poison 4. This has +1 multicast for each adjacent potion or reagent. We don't have any reagents, but we do have 2 potions. We could have a full 12 poison coming out of that. There's also fireflies. Every 7 seconds, burn 3. When you slow, this gains +1 burn for the fight. Just another burn item we can field. It feels like the most impactful I could do was probably field bottled lightning, give it cinders so that it has 4 burn and crits on that to give 8 burn to the enemy. Then we got fire potion, curable, ruby, like fire potion, bottled lightning, and curable all happen around the same time. Second 5 and then second 6 for the other 2. So we stack a decent amount of burn on them and then they die. But like, am I going to keep bottled lightning or fire potion? I imagine that to be unlikely. I kind of like the idea of taking Refractor, but I also feel like Refractor really needs me to have like a bunch of different effects on the field. So this actually scales significantly. 10 damage every time you slow, freeze, burn, or poison. That is big. I'm going to take it and see if I can start using it somehow. Great opportunity for me to pick up a silver tier reagent at the Jungle Ruins here. Also really nice to have. Oh, nice. Sulfur. When this is transformed, enchant it with fiery if able. I do think Quill and Ink and Incense are doing very little for us in this fight, and we probably get more out of this. I don't want to field the Cinders if I can avoid it, though. Because it giving additional damage to whatever Sulfur turns into is more likely to be relevant than a Bottled Lightning I'm likely to take off the field next round.
You are a child.
Unfortunately,
And I will punish you.
people got beaten up by Mac too much, and now a lot of people are running just big weapons. Uh-oh. Obsidian Mantis Shrimp has double damage. When you slow, this gains 10 damage for the fight in one burn. You've got a slow item, and another slow item, and a reload for the shrimp. But you didn't crit me in the first hit, and now you're gonna die. Hell yeah. I was honestly expecting to come to this fight and just see like a shotgun and a cutlass and just die pretty quickly, because 200 max health is not much, but it is max health. Lick it, boost your stats with tasty treats, not especially relevant to us here. Gain yourself non-weapon items. I would love it if I hit an upgrade on Ruby. If I got smelling salts, if I got an upgrade on incense.
Reward the peaceful, punish the warful.
Philosopher's Stone. Every 5 seconds, gain a regen for the bite. When you transform a reagent, this permanently gains +2 regen. And when you bite, get a chunk of lead. It's also an emerald, just the poison version of the ruby and myrrh. Every 6 seconds, gain 1 regen for the fight. If this is transformed, enchant it with restorative if able. I don't think any of those really do anything for me right now, especially if I'm trying to push in the direction of the refactor. I could take Philosopher's Stone just to have a chunk of lead to transform, but when I have sulfur already, I don't know if I need that. Durable upgrade and incense upgrade. Great. I'll take both.
I'm so glad we could share this experience today.
With each new discovery, the formula of life is revealed.
So incense now slows 2 items for 1 second and gains 3 regen. It used to be 1 item 1 second and 1 regen, so it gets even better than double itself when you upgrade it. Refactor is going to get 10 damage as well, so its bronze tier upgrade is going to be important as well. Like literally doubles its scaling.
Yeah, you're probably too skilled for my humble abilities.
Oof. Initial dose and improved toxins. Really unfortunate, buddy. Those ones are irrelevant to me. There's also Peaceful Eye. Your non-weapon items have +5% crit chance, which is fine. I kind of want to re-roll and look for something burn related. I really want to re-roll and look for something burn related. Nice. Immolating Spark. Your leftmost burn item has +2 burn. Putting that on Bottled Lightning, which then crits and applies 4 additional burn.
There are greater trainers than me. I'm just getting you ready for them.
Seems pretty relevant. And Jungle Ruins, another opportunity to get a silver tier reagent. More than happy to do so. Moth Meal. When this is transformed, enchant it with heavy if able. So I'll keep my reagents on the far left here. Oh, Sulfur's already on the field as well. Oops. Well, that's not a whoops. It's just... I should keep an eye on that. I've got Incense, which slows. When Moth Meal transforms, it will also enchant with heavy and be able to slow. So Smelling Salts would be good because Refactor gets damage when I slow and Smelling Salts hastes when I slow. So I can use that to make Refactor a lot faster and do a lot more damage. Let's head into the Rogue Scrapper. By the time I run out of ammo, I've already applied enough burn that the enemy's gonna die.
Not all my subjects survive my experiments.
Medkit. When you sell this, your leftmost heal item gets +20 heal. Mac has 2 items that like default carry a healing text, and they are both gold tier. So I'm probably going to sell that for money before I end up getting to actually use it. Oh, this is unfortunate. I have literally no toy or friend. Still, I really wish I could have gotten the experience from the Tiny Grow Monster. We're going to be going to middle, unfortunately, instead, though.
Sale, no sale. I want what's right for you.
Calcinator! When you transform a reagent, this permanently gains possible burn. At the start of each day, get a chunk of lead. I'd need a consistent transformer to really care about that. And even then, like, that's just building up the burn number on this item. Like, I'm investing in getting a bunch of reagents before I have the ability to transform them. That feels like the wrong order, especially considering how rare the transformations are. Potion transforms into 2 small potions, and then Aludel is back. I think this is just a roll. There's the refactor upgrade. When you slow freeze, burn, or poison, this gains now 20 damage for the fight. So it's the least common triggers that I would want to take off board. I'm not well set up to actually use that yet. Ice Claw. This also has really surprisingly good scaling. Every 9 seconds, deal 50 damage. Freeze an item 1 second. When you freeze, this gains 20 damage for the fight. This upgrades to get a second freeze target and higher damage scaling. No, I definitely want to run with Refactor here. I'm going to sell the med kit because I just know it's not going to be relevant.
Oh, I think you're really gonna enjoy that.
$3 gold, or I could go to a strange mushroom and get 4 gold. I'm going to go for 4 gold. I want to be able to save up to try and get something large. Large and silver tier on the other side of this day. So this is really good scaling damage for us, but it doesn't happen commonly. I think I leave the critical mass of my burn items on field. I think this goes on afterwards. Because this wants to see a bunch of other triggers, and so far, like, my most efficient trigger for it is Incense. These 2 run out of ammo. These 2 are very slow. Thurable is only 1. Like, I think I just rely on my burn getting me through this fight, and then we refactor around Refractor on the 3rd day. Okay, that doesn't seem especially fast. They'll have a lot of slowing. So 1 item 3 seconds, 1 item 3 seconds, 1 item 2 seconds. But yeah, our burn application's pretty quick. I mean, I can just field the refactor, refractor in addition to all the things we have on the field right now. That's probably the play.
Closer and closer.
Ooh.
I can
Wait, what?
hear my sister's laughter.
Oh, they updated it. Hang on. Game being patched. Excuse me? But this has not been mentioned. Weird. Okay, this used to be transform your leftmost reagent. And now it's transform your leftmost small item. So, like, if I had a diamond tier small item from, you know, some weird situation, I'd be able to turn it into a diamond tier small item. Like a diamond tier loot item. I would transform it into a diamond tier small item. All this to say, it's going to be sulfur. Fiery Regeneration Potion. Gain 8 regen for the fight and then burn equal to this item's regeneration. I mean, okay. 8 regens still... 8 regens okay right now. It's not... I wouldn't run out of my way to say it's good. Artisan Dunes, I can get 2 additional burn on something. I don't think I'm just pumping the bottled lightning full of burn. It's going to lose value very, very quickly. Curio sells bronze and neutral items. The ability to upgrade seconds of slow on incense is huge because it gains an additional slow target every time it levels up. But it's also up against obstacle course where I could literally just gain a slow item. Curio is a 4 to cost to reroll. I'm gonna go to Curio.
Well, howdy, hero.
Damn. 1% cooldown reduction, but it costs us 2. I don't think is worth it right now because a lot of these items are gonna get turfed. Blue Nanas, 1 gold for 20 max HP. I think that is worth it. I roll and yikes. Literally nothing. That hurts. We don't get any of the burn-related soul items. We don't get any of the slow-related sell items. We don't get any of the haste-related sell items. We just get a lot of things that relate to weapons and shield items. And I don't have shield items, and I got 1 weapon. Shadowed Cloak giving haste to the item to the right of it when you use it, and additional damage is not especially relevant of the refactor. It's a way, like, you want this with a multi-attacking, exceptionally fast weapon. This provides the scaling. This doesn't need the scaling to be provided by the cloak, unfortunately. I can take Bar of Gold. It sells for the same price as we buy it for, so if we get to upgrade it, we can get 5 more gold out of it. But if we don't, we can just sell it for the same cost we bought it for. Which it looks like we're about to do, because I am not going to turn down 150 max HP. My max HP must be 150 higher. Done. Eccentric Etherite. I mean, we have burn, so we beat the Eccentric Etherite easily.
I've got a lot of
Burn
work
means we're
to do.
consistently dealing damage to her shield, which means that she's not capable of using a giant shield to deal a bunch of damage to me. I will say I am technically open to getting like a silver tier Athenor or something at the moment. It's not my goal, but it would work. Scrap my leftmost silver. When you sell this, your leftmost shield item gets plus 12 shield. Out of all the shield items that Mac can get. Well, actually, out of all the shield items that Mac has, rather. Which is to say, 0 in his entire set of 100 items. I'd have to get a shielded item from a different character or an enchant. It's worth. I'll look at your first store. I don't think I can afford to reroll you. I can totally upgrade Ruby and Fire Potion, though. That's worth it on my board state at the moment. I mean, we do transformation on Mothmeal.
The Bazaar has many secrets.
Interesting.
I will uncover them all.
A heavy regeneration potion. Gain 8 regen for the fight and then slow an item 1 second. That's obviously bad, but... do I upgrade a bronze tier item to hit bottled lightning here? Or do I just fish from Pip and see if I can get burn for all of my items? I'm gonna fish from Pip.
If you're not ready for my training, I'm not sure where else to send you.
Durable fires multiple times. There you go. Durable, inherit the additional burn. I'm gonna re-roll here and see if I can find something more useful. The answer is no, Raps. You absolutely cannot. I'll take right-handed for 20 additional damage on a weapon then, sure.
Mastering that technique. So like 9 years.
I have to say, I am kind of encouraged by finding a Vanessa that's won 0 days so far, because I don't expect them to have a bunch of weapons.
It makes this more
Oh, a single weapon though, a cutlass with a crow's nest. Oh, what? An icy silencer as well. Rude.
got
Thankfully, my
talent. You
regen
should put it
managed to
toward
go off
noble
pretty early,
use.
so I was getting back to good health there quite quickly. These two heavy regen potions are actually doing a lot. Well, one of them's heavy, one of them's fiery. Those two regen potions are doing a lot more work than I was expecting they would. I need smelling salts. Please give me the item smelling salts. It is a haste item, and also I don't have much money, so I don't want to go to the other spaces. Smelling salts? Dang. Runic potion. Every 4 seconds, haste your lifesteal weapons 1 second, and then, and only then, a weapon gains lifesteal for the fight. I don't think I want to transform anything else right now. I don't get a lot of value out of a transformation right now. Freezer for a freeze item. Some of those are really good. Some of those are only support for other freeze, though. Weapons. Sword cane, but I don't have poison, so sword cane would be lacking one of its effects. I could try and look for a completely different build. I don't have much money for a completely different build at the moment. I'm gonna hit up freezer. Frozen Bludgeon. Every 13 seconds, deal 30 damage, and then freeze an item for 2 seconds. When you freeze, your weapons gain 6 damage for the fight. Oh boy. That's nothing. Oh, this is 16 regen, eh? I don't think that's enough to beat Flame Juggler. I do a lot of damage to Flame Juggler, but Flame Juggler has more health than me. I have regen, but regen gives you health once a second. Burn does damage twice a second. I think I just end up dying to Flame Juggler. Like, before any of my items go off, I'll lose half of my health. I'll get regen, and then I'll just lose the race. Retiree and Alan's Dervish. I'll take on the retiree.
I bought my first house when I was 20. Work harder.
Oh boy. Well, I'm happy to be killing him then.
I don't
Nice.
have time for this anyway. I own 3 businesses.
Pretty solid amount of damage coming out of the refractor. Bushel, when you shield, the thing that this character doesn't do, charges 1 second. Got it. I'm gonna actually take this opportunity to upgrade Bottled Lightning.
A thing of true beauty.
Gotta see if the fact that it's critting every time and initial impact is pretty important to us. And then I'm gonna spend another full 10 getting 150 more max HP.
I see everything.
As well as leveling up for even
Hey,
more max HP.
If it's about the gold, Pip is affordable. Cute kid, too.
Left most poison item. When you use an item, haste your poison item. I'm gonna take left-handed. So we crit on the damage from the Bottled Lightning as well, but when the Bottled Lightning goes off field, it just propagates to the next weapon. Eventually, if I have only one weapon on board, it'll be inheriting both right and left-handed. There are certain weapons that would certainly like that.
When we are finished, may I dissect you for study?
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
I feel like I'm light on money all of the time. Ooh, froze some of my regen. That's not helpful. Crit on the Bottled Lightning. Longshot does have 26% crit. It did crit, unfortunately. That's tough.
Defeat does not defeat me.
Thankfully, we still won. Nice. Yeah, that's 100%. That's literally just the amount of chocolate I bought is making the difference there. God, I really want to go to Sylvia, but I can't afford most of the things she's... Well, I got 12 in my inventory. But the Lost Grade is almost certainly... It could actually be a gold tier skill today, but it's almost certainly silver tier. Initial dose. Your leftmost poison item has +4 poison. Right. Alright. I'm not ready to get off Mac's crazy train. More chocolate bars, please. Yum. I think I have the damage to beat Scoville.
I'm not evil. This is just how I look.
I could benefit from Fiery. Your burn items have +1 burn. I could certainly benefit from Black Pepper. Every 8 seconds, burn 3. Charge adjacent items in 1 second. This has multicast as well. And Pickled Peppers would be insane for us. When you burn, this gains +5 damage for the fight.
When I left the Inferno,
got him
the
just
other
in time.
envoys beat me up just like this.
Our potions running out is truly starting to hurt. Fiery.
My power burns hotter, melting away impurities.
Transform your leftmost small item. I'm going to do that to scrap. To try and transform it into something I can actually use. Fireflies. When you slow, this gains +3 burn for the fight. I am pretty sure I only have one. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I only have one slow. No, incense is also a slow. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I need money. I'm working the docks. I'm going for a tool. Start shot. That's going to be great. That'll help us work at the docks for golden experience on future days. I really don't think I care about individually upgrading things in Artisan Dunes. Isla sells weapons, but I'm going to go to the racetrack because smelling salts would be the most powerful pickup I could get. Energy Potion's not far off. I will say Energy Potion needs to be upgraded now that it's been so heavily nerfed. It used to be 5 seconds, haste all of your items, 2 seconds at this tier. They decreased the haste. It can only haste other items, not itself, and it's a second longer for you to be able to cast it. Now it actually, instead of just being completely fine by itself, doesn't need help, now it actually needs a little bit of assistance from the sidelines in order to be especially usable. Alright, let's fight this Nick guy.
But only so that I can study you.
Ooh, they're also doing all burn on board. They've been transforming things, transforming reagents. Their calcinator has gotten pretty big. They don't appear to have regen gain, or at least don't appear to have much of it. Again, the only difference in that fight is that I ate a lot more chocolate than he did. Eat your chocolate. You gotta grow big and strong. I will note, by the way, we're about at the point in the game today and tomorrow where that's no longer gonna be enough. Like, yes, it has helped me a lot up until this point. It will continue to help me, but I'm gonna need my build to actually synergize rather than just having a bunch of junk on board. Let's sculpt the car. Oh, you... Damn it! I can't... I couldn't possibly. Well... I'm not gonna win this one.
Your life, so I will take it away.
Let's not even pretend that I have the possibility of winning this fight, because then I'm going to disappoint myself. The enemy gets a huge amount of regen. When any non-weapon item is used, it charges its Necronomicon, so you're regenning for about the same amount as I burn you for. I've lost all of my potions.
Step into my sarcophagus.
Honestly, the fact that I got 3 gold out of this fight by getting him down to half health, over the moon about that. How dare you turn up, Lich. So rude. And JJ sells broad items. I do have money, so it's definitely that over at Botanical Gardens here now.
Ah, a friend. I mean, a customer.
Taking Poppyfield.
Do you have to leave already?
Poppyfield says, when you use a weapon, poison 4, your weapons have plus damage equal to 50% of the poison on your enemy. I obviously don't have any weapons at the moment, but that's certainly very usable. Again, not at the moment. Magic Carpet. Every 7 seconds, deal 100 damage. It's a vehicle and a weapon. When you crit, reduces items cooldown by 1%, 1 second rather, for the fight. Super cool. And Bottled Lightning I could upgrade. I think I will, actually. I think I'm probably still running this build today. I want to trade out of it, but I don't really have the motion for that right now. Catalyst. After you buy or sell 3 reagents, transform this in Enchanted, and then Death Caps, a reagent. So if I freed up 12 gold here, which is theoretically possible, I could sell literally all of those items. I don't want to, but I could. I would be able to transform and upgrade the Catalyst. I don't think that's relevant. And then Apothecary. 6 seconds, gain 3 regen for the fight. When you haste, slow, poison, or burn, charges 1 second. And at the start of each day, gain a reagent. So it shares most of the triggers with Refractor, except for Freeze. The only problem is it takes 3 spaces on board, and all it gives me back is 3 regeneration. That regeneration number would need to be significantly higher, and I would need a lot more of my items to do multiple of these effects, which isn't happening at the moment, unfortunately. I am going to sell the bushel and take the catalyst, and then leave. Loan Shark has gotten more powerful, but Trash Golem's actually a really, really interesting fight for this character. Specifically because Trash Golem has a skill called Jory Rigging, which says when you use an item with ammo, reload the item to the left of it. So if we set things up appropriately, and especially if we end up with a potion that reloads itself, we can deal with all of our ammo issues forever. That seems pretty useful. Also, I'm actually not certain I beat Shark Claws, the new Shark Claw upgraded Loan Shark. Dude's powerful. I actually think I could run Powder Keg if I really wanted to as well. When you burn, charges 2 seconds, deals damage equal to 40% of your enemy's max HP. Obviously, you ideally get that to crit them.
A waste of my time. But I do have plenty.
Grape Shot. When you use another ammo item, reload 1 ammo in this.
With enough power, I will defeat death itself.
The problem with the upgrade here is I know that I get more powerful if I upgrade Refractor on board, but ultimately, this is what I'm going to want, Poppyfield. Why am I upgrading like this? Because my current on-field board has no future. It really doesn't. Like, it's just a bunch of stuff. But with Poppyfield, there are a lot of things that I can find and suddenly be a lot more potent. Let's go to Paul, who sells large items, and see if anything is relevant.
I shall fight.
Vat of Acid has turned up. It's pretty late for Vat of Acid to turn up, admittedly. Every 7 seconds, poison 3 for each type this has, and then burn 3 for each type this has. This has been nerfed, by the way, since it was as problematic as it used to be. Specifically, before it said poison 3 for each type this has, and then burn equal to the enemy's poison. Which means that this poisons, and then if it crits, it poisons for twice as much, and then if it has crit for the poison, it will crit for both of them. So the burn sees the enemy has, twice as much poison as the poison number, and it's like, cool, I'll give you twice as much burn. So it crits for 4 times as much burn, which is insane. Got tuned down to be much more reasonable. When you sell an item, this gains that item's types. How many types do I really have? Tool, potion, reagent, weapon, friend, relic. Like, this is a possible future for us. It's not the poppy field future, I gotta tell you. It's not a weapon. I don't have many things that care about the types of other items, which makes that a bit more difficult to care about as well. I am honestly looking down the barrel of re-rolling here and possibly selling up to everything to get something else. Palanquin. A vehicle and a dinosaur. Some pretty good types if I wanted to add them to the vat of acid. Your items have 15% additional crit chance, and when you crit with an item, reduce its cooldown by 5% for the fight. That's not for us right now. An apothecary's back. So vat of acid, if I'm taking vat of acid, I would be removing bottled lightning and refractor. And I would be trying to... I mean, how many things could I really even afford to sell? I can sell a reagent, a potion, a weapon, and a tool. Reagent, potion, weapon, tool for... So 13 poison, 13 burn. It's not bad. Certainly gets better. If I actively sell stuff, like maybe even my poppy field, then it gets property, and then I could get Palanquin and sell Palanquin as well, and then it gets vehicle and dinosaur, getting all the way up to having 7 for 21 burn, 21 poison. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna sell Grape Shot, and I'm gonna re-roll. Goop me! Yeah! Goop me! That's what I wanted to see, baby! The Goop flail. Every 10 seconds, deal 1 damage, then poison equal to this item's damage. Multicast of 3. As this upgrades, it decreases its cooldown. I'm going to be selling Refractor, Ruby Incurable, Fire Potion, Bottled Lightning. I can keep Fireflies. I only need to free up 12 gold.
This money. What should I do with it?
So the Goop flail gets, and you might have realized when I picked up the poppy field, didn't mention it, picked up left-handed and right-handed, mentioned that I might care about a weapon getting both of them, that Goop flail might be on the menu. Now, instead of dealing 1 damage and dealing poison equal to 1, now it deals 51. And poison's equal to this item's damage. And when I use a weapon, I poison 5 because of the poppy field. And my weapons gain damage equal to 75% of the poison on the enemy. So this hits the enemy, gives them 55 poison, gives them another 5 from poppy field. And then the enemy has 60 poison. So this has this increases its damage by 45. 75% of the enemy's poison, and then it hits them again. Now for 95 damage. And with that 95 damage, it's now applying 95 more poison. And that poison comes with a +5 from Poppy Field, so it hits them for 100, and now they have 160 poison on them. And then whatever 75% of that is. 120. 120 damage is on top of the Goop flail, so now it attacks for 171. And that's all within the 3 multicasts that have happened. So good. Frozen Flame. When you freeze, this gains +4 burn for the fight. The first time you fall below half health each fight, freeze all enemy items 1 second. Cool, but very far away from where I'm currently building. And Runic Great Axe. 11 seconds to deal 80 damage. Your lifesteal weapons have 100% crit chance. Not for me right now. Also, that weapon has lifesteal. Keeping my health up is, I think, like the primary importance. That said, I really don't want to sell anything right now. Ooh, Runic Potion's not bad here. Giving lifesteal to the Goop flail is actually a lot of additional health for us. I don't think the Firefly's burn is important for me, so I'm going to replace that with a runic potion. I'm going to sell the Fireflies. Ooh, and now I could sell just energy potion catalyst and get my 150. Honestly, yes. Because I have to survive until 12 seconds into the fight, and if I do, then I destroy the enemy. That's the goal. The same level as this enemy, unfortunately, they have not dropped a fight yet, so I expect them to be quite powerful. We also haven't dropped a fight, to be fair, but... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Coolant freezes 2 items. Power Drill and Race Car are both pretty fast. Oh no, I got frozen. The Goop flail's literally not gonna go up. No, it went up once! Ugh! Literally, if the Goop flail didn't get frozen there, I actually lifesteal a significant amount of back and get the enemy a huge amount of poison. They'd probably end up killing me before they died of the poison, though. So, what do I need to do now? Incense slows 2 items 1 second. What I really need is to use the ability to slow in order to help me haste the Goop flail. Well, realistically, I just need the Goop flail to be faster. But one way to do that is to use the ability to slow via smelling salts to turn that slow into haste on your item left of this, and then give that to the Goop flail. So that's a slow and a haste item. It's not going to be available in Irma's store. I'm going to go to Finn's Big Bite and just get some 93 max HP. Middle sells medium items. I can't. I've spent so much money on eating contests. I have to go and look for spare change. I need some money. Thug has additional seconds of slow. I will note the Shock Trooper does a stupid amount of damage now. I'm gonna go to the Thug. Because, I mean, bonking the enemy for a full cooldown full cooldown increase on all of their items, huge. Spices would certainly be another multiplier for our Goop flail, pretty big. Improvised Bludgeon for an additional second of slow, and Incense is nice. Junkyard Club, additional damage on Goop flail, nice. Bar of Gold's 40 gold, a lot of money.
Can't blame me for trying to survive.
Lot of value to be had here. Toxic Brass Knuckles. Every 8 seconds, deal 24 damage and then poison equal to 10% of this item's damage. This has double damage. That damage is determined by Poppy Field and poison. I totally think I can run that. Yon teaches free skills. C4 teaches ammo skills. All in teaches gold tier skills. Oh.
If not today, tomorrow. If not this life, the next.
First time you use a large item, each fight poison 15. It's fine, but I already do that much better. Rightmost item has 24 additional crit chance. I'm gonna go stocked. Your potions have +2 ammo. Gives me the ability to not change.
Our community. We Sphinxians thank you.
I'm gonna leave the heavy regeneration potion, drop the fiery from the field. Oh no, this one's gonna try and inherit some of the damage. Toxic Brass Knuckles will get a lot of damage from the poppy fields. But I think it's more important that Goop flail carries both right-handed and left-handed. That's fine, it's not like I went out of my way to support that. Oh, finally, we do get the docks. 5 gold and 1 experience. Now I can get rid of my star chart, because day 8, that stops appearing. And Andy, you have smelling salts for me.
Is highly concentrated.
I heard it through the grapevine. I bet you're wondering how I knew. Oh, Spider Mace. Spider Mace, when you slow or poison, charges 2 seconds. There's also Floor Spike. When either player uses a weapon, charges 2 seconds. Honestly, I think we could go back in the direction of weapons now.
You got it here.
I think Runic Potion is probably more impactful than Incense right now. I mean, Incense is charging the Spider Mace, but Runic Potion is giving lifesteal to everything and hasting them after the fact. The amount of max HP that I have should help me, like, live in the fight long enough for this to start going off. And when it does, all of these weapons are going to gain insane damage pretty quickly. Oh, same for my enemy who has Toxic. When you poison, your weapons gain 10 damage to the fight.
Time is long, but I have none left for you.
Oh, that was so wild. Alright, Shiny Fang, 3 seconds with a multicast, so it's the fastest item in the game, attacking once every 1.5 seconds. Next to Venom, when you use a weapon left of this poison, 7. They've got a Heavy Spider Mace, when you slow or poison, charges 2 seconds. It, of course, slows as well. They got Smelling Salts, whenever they slow, haste the item left of that, the Heavy Mace. Heavy Earrings, when you haste or slow, charges 1 second, and it itself slows. Duct Tape, Incense, Proboscis doing damage every time you slow, Amber and Spices, that's just cruel. The Toxic giving a bunch of damage to everything, 50 damage to everything already just from Shiny Fang giving it to everything. That's so cruel. I truly feel like I had a build come online and now I'm dying to everything. I need more speed. I was hoping that having Floor Spike would really justify more speed, but the enemy wasn't using weapons that much. The Proboscis was doing damage passively. I'm gonna go to the Cage of Riches for 5 golds. I'll head to Curio.
Recycle. Relax.
2 additional poison via... Oh yeah, that is better on Poppy Field. Oops. Should have done that earlier. Get ready the Fiery Regen Potion by a Taurus Chariot.
Reuse everything.
I'll then sell to upgrade the sell cost of all of these items. Get an Improvised Bludgeon as well for additional seconds of slow on Incense. Cool, cool. Let's reroll. Proboscis, when you slow, deal 4 damage. I mean, I don't slow at the moment, but I will want that.
That's been sitting there 20 years, waiting for you.
And Fang, just a very fast weapon. But it carries with it 11 poison, as well as it poisons, so it charges the Spider Mace, as well as it's a fast weapon, so it triggers the Floor Spike. It's probably more powerful than Brass Knuckles, literally just courtesy of activating 2.5 times faster.
Hooey! Now that's a bargain.
What if I get... No, but then I don't have any slow on the field. So I have like a slowing package there. There we go. 5% crit chance for the flail is relevant. Because if it crits, it does double damage to the enemy, gives them double poison. That double poison contributes to even more damage for its next swing. And then Clockwork Blade. Do I have any passives on the field? I do have some passives on the field. I'll change that, and then cycling back again. So 1% cooldown reduction for the Goop Flail, not especially large. Not really appreciably large on almost any of them. Our next real pivot point is when we get an enchant, because if Poppy Field, like, there is a very clear path. Enchant Goop Flail if it's, you know, something that scales to the effect of the item, and enchant Poppy Field if it's something that we want to trigger many times. Burning Aetherbot. That's a lot of poison. Pylon, when you slow, haste an item 2 seconds. Interesting. I can't see the world where that ends up managing to find its way on board, but I'm certainly intrigued. Oh, gunpowder. Leftmost ammo gets +1. Cool. There is Pole, offering to sell us large items. I'm definitely going to go there, because upgrading either of our active ones would be great. Battle of Acids is back. So is the Bokka 3. Here's Athanor. Every 5 seconds, reload 2 items. When you use a potion, burn 4. Not the vibe. Magnus's Femur. When you slow, charge this 2 seconds. And this gains 25 damage for the fight. Like, Magnus's Femur plus Pylon plus Incense plus Heavy regen potion. Like, it will fire faster because this charges when you slow. But there's also just not that much, like... Ugh. I'm gonna take that speculatively. Also, by the way, Laboratory. Enchant another non-enchanted item for the rest of the fight. Then, charge your other relics and enchanted items 1 second. When this used to be able to charge itself, it was insane. It's literally changed the most recent patch. Yeah, none of my other things are enchanted. Like, it would be a while before that's useful. I'm gonna sell the Star Shot and the Heavy Regen Potion. I'll hold Magnus's Femur in one hand. Because there is a world where I end up getting the right enchant, and then Magnus's Femur is actually much faster and much better. Like, when you slow, when you slow, when you slow, and there's even a big slowing item, and there's even more when you slow effects out in the pool waiting for us. Even ones that I'm already looking for. Give me smelling salts. Scales. Every 5 seconds, charge adjacent items 2 seconds. If you have the same amount of items on both sides of this, charge all other items instead. That's a lot of speed. Oh my god. Okay. God, I think I know what I'm supposed to do, and it's literally to completely change my build. Because this is just too slow at the moment. I tried to tune it up with Spike and Fang to make it a bit faster. Spider Mace obviously starts going off reasonably at that point as well. But we're very rarely even getting to the firing of Goop Flail. When we get to Goop Flail, we win. But we don't get to Goop Flail. So one way to deal with that would be maybe Pylon and Incense, and it's literally just like the only weapon is now Goop Flail. Pylon, when you slow, hasten item 2 seconds. So 5.9 seconds into the fight, this slows to item. Well, actually, Pylon slows the first item 4 seconds into the fight. And then we start passing haste back and forth. Eventually, everything's perma-hasted. This hits, hopefully kills. Another alternative is Magnus's Femur, Pylon, Incense. At the moment, we would run Proboscis. And then Scales. So, like, Incense and Pylon on one side, and then Magnus's Femur and Proboscis on the other, and then Scales in between them. So that would give haste to Scales very commonly. Scales charges all items. It charges adjacent items 2 seconds, but if there's an equal amount, which there would be, it charges all items 2 seconds. That's like a laboratory. Which means that we would get a lot of slow charges, and a lot of haste charges, and a lot of slow charges, and Magnus's Femur would do a lot of damage. This triggers a lot faster. The other one has a lot more damage potential. God, this is so difficult. I'll tell you one thing. I mean, it can't be that, right? No, it's definitely not that. I'll tell you one thing. This, not bad. I think that's better than what I was running before, so I do think I'll get rid of the Fang, the Spider Mace, and even the Toxic Spike. Realistically, what I should run from here on out is entirely determined by what enchants that I get, but I might not get any relevant enchants, so like... I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I mean, yesterday I uploaded a stream episode that had the Goop flail in it. Literally, that is the reasoning that I'm currently working on to justify what I just did. Don't be mad at me.
Do you have to leave already?
Actually, I stand by my decision. It doesn't matter whether or not you're mad at me. I'm not mad at myself. But still. Alright. I'm sad about it. I don't want to have done it, but he did it. Get rid of the Fang, roll, show me smelling salts right now, please. Sapphire and Ruby. Well, at least it's not something that would have helped with the previous build. Smelling salts is really important. It'll be our replacement for Proboscis. Proboscis is currently doing a lot of passive damage, but like, it doesn't scale, so it doesn't really matter.
I have faced 82 foes exactly like you. People are a pattern.
So your bots with the Bloomerang are even more a pattern. Dualtron mainframe. When you use a friend, charge the core 1 second and haste the large item 1 second. Also, your Dualtron has core trite. And then they have Bulldozer. When you use another friend... wait, hang on. I could have sworn... Okay, this is just a spot being held for Dualtron then. Got it. Oh, that's going to do a lot of effects on board. Oh, boy. Yep. Yeah, that was a lot of items. Yikes. Well, we're about to get 2 enchants. Hopefully they're both worthwhile. Poison. Honestly, not a great enchant for us. I could put it on Pylon, then Pylon will say when you slow poison, and then when I slow, I'll poison. So Spider Mace will see both slow and poison. Oh, possibly that. I could put it on Magnus's Femur, do 10% of Magnus's Femur damage as poison, not especially relevant. I could pop it on the Proboscis, literally just do passive poison, not especially relevant, especially considering Proboscis is probably going to come off the field. I think I have to random on Pylon.
What's your favorite color? Mine is sadness.
Ah.
Many times I have stood on this edge. I have no fear.
Well, when I slow, I poison. Regenerative Tincture and Gumballs. We'll look at Ilo.
But my weapons crave more.
Sunlight Spear deals damage equal to regeneration plus burn on both players. Burn equal to your regeneration. Leeches and Bottled Explosion. Not especially relevant. Plague Glaive. Your poison items have plus 10 poison. For each 10 poison on the enemy, this has plus 1 multicast and lifesteal. 11, 18. If I really wanted to, I could buy that. It would give plus 10 poison to the toxic pylon, which means that anytime I slow, I would be poisoning 17, which means this would be getting additional multicast. It activates slower, but when it activates, it saves me, whereas Magnus' Fema did not do that. It also already has lifesteal. I think I have to try.
Hey, when you carry my weapon, I fight alongside you.
Oh, boy. Medium items aren't exactly what I need right now. Small heal and regeneration item gives me a Philosopher's Stone. When you transform a reagent, it gains plus 6 regen. I'm not really going to be transforming that many reagents while I have it on field, thank you. I do feel like this is probably best shown off against the weapons platform, who I do believe I can beat, despite the fact that the weapons platform did get more powerful, I believe. What is it that made them more? I guess coolant's freezing an additional item. It can't have just been that. The kinetic cannon... Oh, maybe it's just because I'm playing Mac and I have less health, so the kinetic cannon feels worse. Yeah. I mean, the glaive hit him. Power Sander.
Each new discovery, the formula of life.
Oh, enchant item with heal effects. God. Really? I think I'm just gonna have to random on Plague Glaive. Heal effects enchanted on anything that I have at the moment doesn't really help us. I mean, we could heal twice as much when the Plague Glaive hits.
Have you ever considered becoming triangular?
Oh, that's huge, though. Getting slow on the Plague Glaive, so it slows 3 items 3 seconds every time it goes off, which is also 3 items getting haste and 3 items getting poison, or 3 triggers of poison 17 for the enemy. That's actually huge. The only thing is I'm also pretty sure I die now. I've got to go to Monster Ranch and look for cooldown reduction for our biggest item there. Insect Wing, 9% cooldown reduction, or I could go 6% across the board. 6% across the board is pretty important because getting incense, scales, those things to fire faster gets everything else to fire faster as well. I really want this one to go okay, because like this is actually starting to look sick. Oh, the enemy hasn't dropped a fight yet. There's no way. There's no way I can afford to...
I seek the ultimate
My first
strength.
item activates 4 seconds into the fight, and I
closer.
think that's way too slow. I think it's not fast enough to be able to... Yeah, that's gonna kill me. That's gonna kill me pretty bad. Yeah. So I got to 5 wins just running stuff. And then as soon as I tried to put a build together, I died. No. Why? Oh, there were so many cool things in this build as well. This thing, slowing 3 items 3 seconds, being able to filter that back into the toxic pylon, like, super cool. Unfortunately, Fiery Star for the Moose. I mean, realistically, this is just a lot of slow that's going on here. They've got heavy sapphire. They've got first time before blow half health, slow 4 items. They've got first 5 times you slow, charge and burn item. They've got incense. They've got throw net, multicast of 3, slowing items. They've got the first time you freeze each fight, slow all enemy items 3 seconds. So they've literally just got like a stupid amount. Oh, actually, also hardly working. The first 5 times you slow each fight, charge a regen item. The only regen item they have is Fiery Staff of the Moose. It's a lot of disruption for our board, and also a lot of skills that are synergistic to make these items charge one another. Unfortunately, all of my skills don't really contribute to my build. Yep. That's really unfortunate. I like scales a lot. It just wasn't the speed that we needed here. Alas. Cool female.
A result befitting my centuries of experience.
Excuse me, was that us saying that? That this is the result befitting our centuries of experience? Because if so, you need to study a little more, Mac. Become an old man again and then set the tabula rasa. It's time for you to age and then de-age. Button Benjamin and then Benjamin button it back up. You've got more to learn. Don't gain or lose any rank there. Alas. People have started to learn how to deal with Mac, it appears. Man, the endgame felt really, really, really quick. And it started on day 6. My name is Rhapsody. We'll reckon with this in the future. Until then, though, Top Letters is a series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, and future. There is another video coming out later today. Another stream highlight, which I would highly recommend. Probably one of the nuttiest things that I've ever seen happen in the Bazaar. Happens in that run. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you all next time.